For weeks now, every headline, every video, every viral TikTok clip has screamed the same message. 3I Atlas is just a comet. Don't panic. Nothing unusual here. But today, I'm going to say something no one else dares. You've been lied. NASA, the world's most trusted space agency, wants you to believe this is business as usual. A rock, a dirty snowball, a frozen relic wandering through space. But the deeper you go into their own data, the more contradictions you find. Images don't match the official story. Probability math makes no sense. And when you line it all up, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. 3I Atlas is not what they are telling us. So buckle up, because in the next 17 minutes, we're going to peel away every layer of this deception. You'll see why scientists, insiders, and even whistleblowers are terrified of what's racing through our solar system right now. If you've stayed with me this far, you are the kind of person who refuses to be fooled. And this journey is only beginning. Subscribe to Nebula Veil, turn on notifications, and join me as we uncover what they don't want you to know. Because the universe is not empty, and neither are the secrets NASA hides. NASA proudly released a Hubble Space Telescope image of 3I Atlas. At first glance, it looks routine, a fuzzy dot with a coma, maybe a dust tail. But astronomers who zoomed in noticed something NASA barely mentioned. The coma wasn't trailing away from the sun, like every comet we've ever studied. Instead, part of it was facing toward the sun. Think about that. Physics 101 tells us solar radiation pressure pushes material away. Dust tails always point opposite the sun. It's so reliable we use it as a cosmic compass. Yet here was 3I Atlas breaking that rule. NASA waved it off as an observational quirk. But multiple telescopes confirmed the same anomaly, a forward-facing glow, a light halo exactly where no comet tail should ever be. If this was natural, it would be unprecedented. If it wasn't, then maybe we're not looking at a comet at all, but it's something designed to look like one. Let's talk about orbits. Interstellar visitors don't follow neat paths. Oumuamua came in at a steep angle. Borisov cut across randomly. That's what you expect. Chaos. But 3I Atlas? Its trajectory is almost perfectly aligned with the ecliptic plane, the flat sheet where every major planet orbits the sun. Coincidence? Not likely. As orbital models improved, astronomers realized something stranger. 3I Atlas would fly by Venus, then Mars, then Jupiter. A sequence we ourselves designed for space probes to maximize gravity assists. The odds of this happening naturally? Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb estimates 1 in 20,000 dollars. That's not bad luck. That's a lottery ticket winning itself 3 times in a row. Yet NASA simply shrugs and says, comets can do strange things. No, this isn't strange, it's deliberate. And if it's deliberate, then somebody, or something, wants this object to pass right through the heart of our planetary system. Here's the part no one's talking about. On October 29th, 2025, 3I Atlas will reach perihelion, its closest point to the sun. From Earth's perspective, it will vanish into the sun's glare for weeks. Telescopes will be blind. Hubble won't track it. Even James Webb will have to look away to avoid damage. That blackout window is crucial. If 3I Atlas were just a comet, it would outgas, brighten, and then continue outbound. Nothing to see. But if it were more than a comet, if it had propulsion or the ability to maneuver, this would be the perfect moment to do it. Hidden in solar glare. Unobserved by any Earth-based eye, NASA calls it bad luck. But what if it isn't luck at all? What if the trajectory was planned to ensure this period of invisibility? And when it emerges weeks later, will it be on the same path or heading somewhere much closer to home? NASA's official numbers claim the nucleus of 3I Atlas could be as small as 320 meters, or as large as 20 kilometers. Do you see the problem? That's a range of 60-fold. It's like saying an airplane could be anywhere between the size of a bus and the size of Manhattan. Why such uncertainty? Because the brightness doesn't match. If the nucleus is small, it's far too bright, brighter than it should be. If it's large, then it's traveling at a speed no natural object of that mass should maintain without breaking apart. Either way, the data doesn't add up, and here's the kicker. If the brightness isn't from dust or ice, then what's reflecting the light? Some scientists quietly suggest a smoother, more reflective surface. In other words, metal. And if part of that brightness is active, lights, energy emissions, engineered reflectors, then we're not measuring a comet nucleus at all. We're measuring the hull of something built. June 30th, just hours before 3I Atlas was detected, something extraordinary happened. At exactly 2:13 a.m., UTC radio telescopes in Hawaii picked up a series of pulses on the hydrogen line frequency, 1,420 megahertz. That's the exact channel SETI researchers use when searching for extraterrestrial signals, because hydrogen is the most universal element in the cosmos. And the pulses? Not random static. They arrived in perfect groups of 3, each separated by exactly 47 seconds. 6 flawless repetitions. Then silence. By dawn, 3I, Atlas emerged from the same patch of sky. Coincidence? NASA quickly dismissed the pulses as interference, but insiders whisper that the timing is too exact. A signal, then an interstellar object. Same region, same night. If this isn't chance, then 3I Atlas isn't just a rock. It's an answer. Most scientists prefer silence on the alien angle, but not everyone. A Nobel Prize-winning astrophysicist who spoke under condition of anonymity has privately warned colleagues that 3I Atlas is a pedagogical case in cosmic deception. He pointed to its anomalous orbit, its impossible brightness, and its suspicious blackout period near the sun. Then he made a chilling remark. If it is natural, we learn something new about physics. If it is not, then we are the experiment. Think about that. A Nobel laureate essentially saying we might be lab rats, watched, studied, tested by something older and far more advanced. NASA didn't echo his words. They buried them, but the quote leaked, and those who've seen it can't forget it. So how does NASA keep the narrative under control? Simple. They overwhelm the media with boring explanations. Press releases emphasize a routine comet activity. They highlight outgassing rates and dust loss models. They flood the conversation with technical jargon until casual readers tune out. And here's the trick. Buried deep in those reports are contradictions. One page says the nucleus is tiny. Another says it could be Manhattan-sized. One section claims there's water. Another admits no clear water features exist. But by drowning the public in complexity, NASA ensures the contradictions slip by unnoticed. It's not about answering questions. It's about controlling the questions we dare to ask, and the one question they never address. What if 3I Atlas is not natural at all? Amateur astronomers analyzing long-exposure Hubble images notice something strange. Within the forward-facing glow, there appears to be a dark, elongated structure. At first, it looked like artifact noise, but the same pattern showed up across multiple images. If this is real, it suggests the coma is hiding, not surrounding. Imagine a ship disguised inside a haze of dust and gas, using the natural camouflage of a comet. From far away, it's indistinguishable. Up close, it could be something else entirely. NASA brushed it off as processing error. Yet the outline is consistent. Long, narrow, symmetrical. Just like the hull of a constructed craft. If it's merely dust, why does it always trace the same shadow? Why does it look designed? NASA says 3I Atlas is moving at 60 kilometers per second. Fast, but consistent with interstellar dynamics. What they don't emphasize is what that speed means. At 60 kilometers s, even a tiny nudge, just a few centimeters per second of extra acceleration, would send it veering drastically across the solar system. And yet, its path remains uncannily smooth, almost controlled, too precise, too efficient, like a spacecraft executing a planned trajectory. Compare it to Oumuamua, which inexplicably accelerated after perihelion. NASA called that outgassing, despite the absence of visible jets. Are we watching the same thing happen again, only on a much larger, more deliberate scale? Because If the velocity isn't entirely natural, then we aren't tracking a comet at all. We're watching a maneuver. NASA's official documents cite probabilities, numbers that sound scientific, objective, reassuring. They say, unlikely, but not impossible. About the orbital coincidences, they present models where random ejection from a distant star system explains the trajectory. But when you dig deeper, the math crumbles. Independent astronomers ran Monte Carlo simulations, millions of randomized orbital paths for hypothetical interstellar comets. In nearly every scenario, the odds of a natural object threading Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in a perfect sequence are astronomically small, 0.005%. That's 5 in 100,000. And yet, instead of confronting this, NASA glosses over it, labeling it statistically rare, but within expectations. That's not science, that's spin. If they admitted the real odds, people would start asking the forbidden question, who planned this? Most comets come from the Oort cloud, our own backyard at the solar system's edge, but 3I Atlas isn't one of them. Its inbound vector points back to the dense galactic core. Billions of ancient stars, gravitational chaos, the birthplace of mysteries we barely comprehend. Why does that matter? Because the galactic center is where civilizations, if they exist, would have the longest time to evolve. Stars, there are old, metal-rich, capable of forming planets.